I've been kicked out. It's outrageous. So why don't you come along and do it with me? Okay, that sounded wrong. Hey, it's me, Andy, Andy's World Journeys. Today, I am in Sydney, and boy, are we going to have a day. We are going to see what you can see in Sydney for free, checking out the main landmarks of this incredible city. So why don't you hop on board? Let's do it. G'day folks, and welcome to Sydney Central Station. Here we are, and we are starting our adventure in Sydney, our one-day adventure in Sydney here. And what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and just see some of the Sydney landmarks without paying any money. I've never walked across the Sydney Harbour Bridge in my life, and I've never been to Bondi Beach. And so Bondi Beach is actually where we're going to go first. So I'm heading down this way to the local trains, and we're going to hop on a train. We're going to head down to Bondi Junction and then make our way to Bondi Beach for the start of the vlog. Bondi Junction, here we come. Here we are on the Sydney trains, and their famous double-decker trains. Folks, we are here at Bondi Beach. Well, the beach is just across the road there. So, let's check out the most famous beach in Australia. Over here we have the Wheel of Oz with absolutely nobody on it. Can't say I blame them. Would you believe it? It is winter. It is a Tuesday in a school term. There's still quite a few people out here on this beautiful beach, and it is, wow, it's a really beautiful beach actually. You can see the quality of the sand is sensational. Soft, light, almost white. Fantastic. Look, you even got people surfing. Of course, the main difference is when you come to Bondi in the summer, it's basically party, and a bit more of the partying. This is quite the glorious day though, to be honest, for an August day, a winter's day in Sydney. We've got about 18 degrees, sunny, wow. Back here we have the Bondi Pavilion, not much happening there at the moment. Amazing. So just up here is sort of Bondi Beach Central, and there's lots of food. We're going to go and get some food. That won't be free. And anyway, you can see these beautiful apartments too. Folks, Hotel Bondi. I feel like I'm going to try Hotel Bondi for my luncheon delights.
Hi there.
Hi, can I grab lunch?
Yeah.
Are you guys doing food?
Yeah.
Do I need to eat in here or out there, or?
Oh, you just order here. I'll give you a buzzer and then you can just sit wherever.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Sounds fantastic. And the meal is here. It's actually looking pretty good. pretty excited to try it out. Ready for that before and after that I'm becoming famous for? Well, you know, at least in my own mind. Okay folks, there you go. We're all done. And actually, that was a really tasty burger. The chips were okay, but the burger was fantastic. Anyway, we've got a bridge to see. Okay folks, I've just changed trains at Town Hall and we are heading to the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and we're going to take the train over the bridge, I believe, and then we're going to walk back over it. And we might see a site that we've seen in Melbourne before in Sydney on that side of the bridge. And we've made it to the other side of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, folks. What a view, what a location. The Opera House, the bridge, Sydney Harbour. And over here, Luna Park, Sydney, as opposed to Luna Park, Melbourne. Folks, are in Luna Park, Sydney for ya. The famous giant face. Now, I don't believe anything is operating, but it seems they leave the gates open for you to wander. So, let's wander. Wow.
Sorry, we're closed today.
That's okay, I won't go past the barrier.
We still have people, but
It's just you kind of got an open gate there, that's all.
yeah, that's because of our function time.
No worries.
So it's just, I don't know, I'm not the manager here.
No problem. I've been kicked out. It's outrageous. No, apparently it's a private function. Anywho, let's go and walk across the bridge, eh? I would say this is how we get up there for the walk across the bridge.
How are you?
Okay folks, I know you want to know about this bridge. It was constructed between 1923 and 1932. So next year is the 100th anniversary of the beginning of the construction of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. It's over 1,100 metres long, and the span between the two pylons is around 500 metres. The height is 49 metres. It takes the metro train that we've already been on, cars and pedestrians along this wonderful little track on the left hand side, going from Milson's Point to Dawes Point. It certainly is one of the top 3 iconic landmarks of this great land of Australia, folks. Well, we're about to go under the North Pylon. After that, there's no support underneath us for 500 metres until we hit the South Pylon. This is a very cool experience. I cannot believe I've never done it before in my life. I mean, look, up there, baby. The famous giant coat hanger. Over there, Sydney Harbour, the Opera House, Circular Quay. Doesn't get more iconic than this. One of the things people like to do on the bridge, if you're a thrill seeker, is do the bridge climb, and you can get right up there climbing the bridge. However, that's not for me, and I don't see anyone up there today, so it might be a bit windy. So yeah. There we go. That's the Sydney Harbour Bridge crossed. Just coming down now. Got to make our way around this giant P&O cruise ship we can see in the background there to the old Sydney Opera House via circular Quay. That's Quay with a Q-U-A-Y. Why? I don't freaking know. That's how we spell it. As you can see, Sydney is a pretty hilly place, built into rocks and stuff, but it also makes for a fascinating place to explore, you know, with stairways and archways and caverns. Maybe not caverns. As we approach the harbour side, eateries and drinkeries of all description. And just behind the Orient Hotel is the P&O behemoth. And here we have Circular Quay. It wasn't a long walk at all from up there. And this is where all the ferries go from. It's a ferry hub. And if you want to take the ferry to Manly, which I highly recommend, just use your Opal card, or you can pay by credit card, by tapping. Folks, we've almost made it to the Opera House, and as you can see, this area, and indeed sort of just under the Opera House, is a fantastic place for a little bit of wining and dining. There are dozens and dozens of restaurants all along here, and you can soak in the atmosphere and the views and try one of these places. I mean, I suspect that, you know, it's going to set you back a few bucks, but if you've got the money, why not, right? The Sydney Opera House. Beautiful, beautiful building. You can see down there there's lots of bars and stuff for a drink. And you pan across as the seagulls come down to the Harbour Bridge. It doesn't get much better than that. Here I am. I have just sat down for the first time in about 2 hours, so it's very nice to be off my feet for even a couple of minutes. Yes, we made it to the Sydney Opera House, folks. They began the construction in 1959. It was completed in 1973 after a lot of issues, mega issues. I think at times it didn't look like they were going to complete the thing, and anyway, the original architect walked off the job or was fired. I can't remember the full story, but it's quite a story. And if you're interested in the story, there are tours around the Opera House that you can take if you want, and they're really worthwhile. I've taken one before, and I thoroughly recommend it if you're visiting to learn a bit about it, and you get to see lots and lots of the venues that are inside this huge complex here under these three giant sails. You've got concert venues, you've got smaller places, you've got theatres, and more than one of each. Amazing acoustics, brilliant acoustics, restaurants, bars. It's a phenomenal cultural icon here in Sydney. We're not quite done, folks, because it's only about 3 o'clock, so I've got enough time to go for a little bit of a wander yonder. And what you can see over there, I believe, is the Botanical Gardens, and there's a couple of statues or icons in there, and we'll try and reach them before the day is done. Well folks, there's Sydney Harbour for you. And across there must be a naval base of some sort with some military style ships. And over here, I believe this is Mrs. MacQuarie's seat. Let's see. And I think right here is the seat itself. Well, okay. Up there is what they used to call the Centre Point Tower. I don't know if it's called the Westfield Tower or what now. But I think it's still Sydney's premier observation deck. However, I'm sure that there are plenty of places, plenty of buildings that are taller than it now. And just here, St Mary's Cathedral. Well folks, I've really enjoyed my day here in Sydney. It's been a fantastic day. I've barely spoken to a soul, so part of me feels like it's not the friendliest place in the world, but it is a very beautiful place and it's a great place for walking. And you know, I spent over 5 hours today walking and it's just been fantastic. Really enjoyed it, especially with the weather. Couldn't have asked for better weather, especially in August. Wherever you are, take care. Thank you so much for joining me. Look after yourselves. May the journey never end.